Okay, so now it's time to mix paints. And the one thing that I want to concentrate on is I want to make the shadow area some warm tones, and then the light area where the light is coming in, they're going to be cool tones. And so how I've done that is I've chosen 3 colors, red, yellow, and blue. And over here on the left is the cooler colors, which I have cobalt blue, I have yellow, cadmium yellow light, which ends up being a cool color rather than the cadmium yellow medium. And then I have alizarin crimson. And then over here, I have, for the warmer tones, ultramarine blue. I have yellow ochre, and then I have cad red. And then I also have white. And to add a little punch, I might be using some of this luminous opera. We'll see how it goes. So I'm just going to start mixing some values, and I'll start with the cool values, and I'll just put my colors here. It's a cobalt. And I mean, you don't have to do this. You can just choose either cool or warm colors and just do your whole painting that way. If, you know, so you don't have to go out and buy a lot of paints. But I just kind of wanted to go over this and just show you, you know, what you can do with the temperature of colors. Once again, I was like brainstorming. It's like, how can I make this portrait class, you know, a little different than my other ones and other ones I've watched? And I thought, well, this might be a little bit of a take to it. And so I'm going to try it. Okay, so I'm going to mix, first I'm going to mix some of the warm tones. I mean, not the warm tones, but the reds and rosy yellows. So I'm just getting some of the, I know I'm going to need more than that. Alizarin crimson. Yeah, put out enough paint because you want, we'll be mixing quite a bit. And then a way to keep your paints wet is to put your tray in the refrigerator. That really helps. Okay, so let's see. I know I'm going to need much more than that. I'm just going to take that whole scoop there. Oops, sorry. Make sure I'm in there. Now, I'm not necessarily matching the photograph colors because they can change from printer to printer. So I'm, but what I'll do is I'll concentrate on value rather than the exact color, because value is the thing that's the most important. Okay, so here's some of that for some of the rosier. And I'm going to need more. Because I want some that have all 3 colors, but also some that just primarily have the yellow and the red. Let me just add a little bit of white to kind of get an idea of this. Okay, I need a lot more yellow. And this color would be good for the lips and the cheek area, but it's still pretty bright. So I'm going to calm it down a little bit with the complementary color, which should be the blue, and I'm just going to put a pinch. That might have been too much. We'll see. Okay, I can do more adjustment with that later. I'm going to start with more of the yellow and get some regular skin tones in here. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of blue in this mixture down here to get some better skin tones. A little bit of the blue here. So it just takes that color down a little bit, which is what we need. just going to add a bit of red. Let me see, a bit of red will do. Just make this a little bit rosier. And a little blue. Oh, yellow. And more yellow. Yeah, basically you're just playing around with those three colors. Okay, I think it's getting there. Do a little light, real light value of the white with white. So see how those are all, it's kind of a cool temperature. And get some more white. Okay, so now I have the warmer colors over here. So I'm just going to take some of the cad red and the yellow ochre. A touch of the ultramarine. Need more. A little more of the blue. Okay, let's see what happens if I add white. Add a little more red. And a touch more blue. Now, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but these colors are much warmer than the ones on the left. Got some more white. Need a lot of white, so always get a big tube of the white. Use that the more than any other color. Okay, so this needs to get a little pinker. So I'm going to add the red here. And a little bit of blue to cut it down. A little bit more red. Okay, let's see how that works with more yellow, with more white. And as the values get lighter, it starts to become kind of neutral as far as temperature, because the titanium white is a cool white. So as I add more white, it does cool down the value, even with the warmer colors. But you'll see the big difference in the mid to dark values. Let's see, that needs to go. But it's really fun to work with the cools and the warm and cool. And also what happens when you start painting, you start mixing on the palette as well. It's like this palette isn't set in stone, but it's a good start. Okay. So I think that's it for that. And then I'll do some of the shadows, and I'm going to, that would be mostly like some blue and yellow. I'm gonna have to pour out some more of the ultramarine. And they're almost like violet. So red and blue make a violet color, make a purple. Okay, so this pile is primarily the blue and the red. I'll add a touch of the yellow ochre. Just add a little bit of white to that. And I'll be using some of these violets. I'll mix them in with the with some of these skin tones, and this will kind of neutralize the colors a little bit. I think that's a good start. So I'm going to get my painting back, and then we will start painting. Oh, I wanted to show you before I started painting. I added another row of colors, and this was the underpainting color using the raw umber and the, what is that color? Oh, the transparent red iron oxide, because I thought these were pretty skin tones as well. So I have like 3 sets of skin tones I can work with. So I just wanted to show you that before I started painting. So now I'm ready. Okay, so I had some technical problems, and I was videotaping this as I was painting with the color, and somehow the speed on my camera got slowed down. Anyways, I couldn't use it. So I took away as much paint as I could of the color, and I brought it down to hit this. So I'm gonna just start over from this point and do exactly what I did before, and hopefully it'll actually go better. So anyways, yeah, kind of a bummer, but that's what I have to do. So I'm just going to start with working on the eyes, and I'm going to start with some of the reddish colors, and I'm working on this side, which is the shadow side. So I'm using the cooler palette for this. Okay, so I'm going to just continue this. I'm going to check it in a few minutes to make sure that everything is working properly.